Hello, you bunch of crazy people. I'm excited to be sharing a bit with you today about just like the importance of relationship. So, who doesn't love having friends? Who doesn't love having friends to like hang out with and chill with? I mean, I love playing with my friends. Just when you're doing nothing, when you're doing something crazy, just chilling out in the evening, doing crazy bike tricks. I've got friends that I go horse riding with, and then I also love hanging out with my family. Like last night, me and my family went to West Witterings, and it was like 8 o'clock at night, and we went for a bit of walk, and then at about 10 o'clock at night we decided perfect time for a swim. So we just spent a good half an hour just playing in the water, being dolphins, like just being silly, like making memories. And I think this is the fun stuff. This relationships are what are really important to life. Jesus, that's what he valued the most. Like that's why he died on the cross, is to give us relationship and to just pour that love into us. He's like, in the garden, what Adam and Eve did was choose to do life on their own terms and choose to know stuff for themselves. Whereas God asks us to trust his wisdom. He's like, if you're going to be friends with me. But even when we chose not to be friends with Jesus, he's like, don't worry, I'll make a plan B. Or like, it wasn't really a plan B, because he was like, it's a plan A. God doesn't do plan Bs. But it's like, I've got this other plan. And where you can feel totally loved and seen and valued, and you can become friends with me again and have a relationship with me again. So he sacrificed his own son. He didn't pay a ransom with, like coins or silver or things that can lose value. He paid it with his son's blood, which can't lose value. So Jesus is a really relational guy. And like when he came to earth, he chose the disciples. The first thing he did when he started his public ministry was like, right, choosing these 12 men. He said to Peter and to Andrew, come follow me. He said to the sons of thunder, come and follow me. And so he loves relationships so much. And I want to talk, do you love relationships so much? Are you choosing relationship? Because in lockdown, we're getting all this time with our families, some of us, and maybe not so much time with our friends because we don't get to see them at school. So something that I've learned about how to do relationships and friendships really well is be intentional. So intentional essentially means choose the friendships, choose them, and choose to put time into them. So with your family, God kind of chose them for you. So are you going to choose them back? So we do like family time. So some of you might not do things like family time. And if you don't, then that's okay. And find time to be with your family. So if it's 5 minutes extra, where you you play a little bit of a card game with your brother, or ask your mom how she is, or ask your dad how he is, or go for a walk, just initiate it and be like, okay, right now I'm going to connect, like, see your heart for how it is with your family. Like the other day, I was like, I didn't feel connected to my dad, so I just went, Dad, can we have a chat? And it's getting good at being like, okay, I want to connect with people. So, and if you're in families that do tons of family time, just continue loving it, continue putting your all into that, because family is something that's going to stick around for a long time. And then my next thing is with friends, the same thing. Choose them. So often with friendship, you're like, I don't know how I became friends with you, but randomly over the course of a year, I decided that you were going to be my friend. And so, like, I found that happened at school. But sometimes, and especially now, you're not seeing all your friends at school, so you got to choose them. Think about the ones, even ask God, which are the ones he wants you to be friends. Like, choose 3 or 4, because keeping good relationships with loads of people is a bit hard. Choose 3 or 4 and be like, okay, I'm going to meet up with them once a week or once every 2 weeks and just have fun, or ask them how they're doing. So be intentional, and and choosing to connect is not just sending them a photo of you, or, it's actually asking them how they are, or doing something where you don't need to talk, but you just go for a walk, because companionable silence is a thing. As my brother kindly pointed out to me the other day, as we weren't talking and then we started talking. My second thing for all relationships is, it's a quote from Sophie Cleve, but it is, don't be weird, just talk about it. If you're spending so much time, loads of time with people, sometimes conflicts happen. Like, you get a bit angry at the person, or a bit upset, or they hurt your feelings, or you just like, just talk about it. Just be like, oh, you hurt my feelings there. I felt sad when you did that. There's good keys. So I feel sad. I feel, I recognize, I would like. So if someone hurt your feelings or done something to anger you, I feel sad that you did that. I recognize that you were a bit stressed and then maybe it wasn't the best time or whatever, but I would really need you to say sorry, or I really need a hug, or whatever it is you decide you need. Because that's something good about relationships. Relationships have their awkward moments. Just sit in it. It's okay. It's not that awkward. You love them. They love you. In that, get really good at saying sorry. I mean, I remember one family gathering we had. I literally heard the I'm sorry's within the first 10 minutes. There were about 5 of them. Because just as people someone was late, someone had done something, hadn't bought the right stuff, hadn't listened well, and just be good at saying sorry, and be good at forgiving, because that's what we are required to do. And just something to encourage you, I really strongly just feel like God's saying He is blessing relationship. He always does, but right now He's like, if you knock on the door of relationship and you go after connecting with your family, connecting with your friends, He's going to bless that triple, double, 10 times more. Because, He says, those who seek will find, and those who knock will find, and those who seek will find. And then He goes on to say, this is in Matthew 7, that the fathers are good at giving gifts. Fathers on earth don't give bad gifts. So how much better is your Father in heaven good at giving gifts? And right now He wants to give you guys the gift of relationship. Because relationships are stops us from feeling lonely. It's part of the community, and what makes us feel like we belong and we're valued. So, as a quick one on intention.